So, I feel very tall. I'm lady of the van.
So, in this video we're going to give you a little guided tour of some of the work that we're doing in the van to get it ready for the road. We've got it booked into Be Smart Leisure in Telford tomorrow, and they're going to be doing some work for us on the van.
Well, I know that I've got lots of girlfriends that are saying to me, how are you going to manage for storage space for clothes, shoes and so forth? So I wanted to reassure all my friends that I have plenty of space designated for clothes. So we have a wardrobe, and to maximise storage space, I thought if we shelve it, I'll be able to roll up clothes and wedge them in and make sure I've got plenty of room. So you gauge how much space I'm going to be travelling with. Ta-da! That's the wardrobe.
So what we're going to do is put three shelves? Two shelves. We're putting two shelves. So
he said we can't fit three.
You've got the bottom, the middle and the top. So one for me, one for Marianne.
And one more for me.
And one more 5'4". And one for my Aikido stuff, maybe. So yeah, so that's being done on Monday. So we've got a table that fits on the side here. It's a big table, but because we've got Reggie, a lot of the time we want to take the table away so that we've got more space on the floor for Reggie and to put our feet and things. But we need somewhere to put our drinks, so the guys are gonna try and make us a little shelf that fits onto the same rack for the table here. It's the plan.
Good plan.
Good plan. Because that's a bit like that's an accident waiting to happen, that is.
So we've got a lovely little bathroom, but it is really small, and it's a sink with a shower hose and then a little loo, which actually twists to make it more comfortable, because Chris has longer knees, so he can twist it to give himself a bit more room. But we decided that as it is quite compact and we are doing this quite long term, we've decided to give ourselves a little bit more space. So we're going to get rid of the sink, which takes up the whole corner of the room. When I say room, I mean very small room. So yeah, on Monday the guys are going to take out the shower and the sink and fit us a new shower. So for long-term living, we didn't want to duplicate things such as sinks, so we're getting rid of that one, but we still have a sink over here. So although we wouldn't brush our teeth, if we needed to wash up just our faces or hands, we could actually use that if we're not using a bucket outside. Hello! So although it's quite snug and tight in this area here, we've decided we're going to take this shelf off from here and put a shelf here so that Chris can actually put his laptop. So if we're watching Netflix or any movies that we've got on a hard drive, we can use that. Or if he wants to work and play back, he's got an area there to put some stuff.
Yeah, and we're going to get some 12-volt sockets and USB chargers and things there as well, so that we can charge on the shelf there.
Yeah.
So obviously, being on the road and trying to do YouTube videos and blogs and things like that, we need Wi-Fi, and we've done quite a lot of research into getting Wi-Fi. So what we've bought is an actual 4G system. So this sits on the roof, comes down, and the system, and you put your SIM card in it. It picks up 4G if the signal's available, and then you create your own Wi-Fi within the van. And we got that from a company called Motorhome Wi-Fi. So we'll put a link down below of their website. So that's going to be going in. So we'll let you know how that works. But the system looks really good. Was about, I think it was about £250.
And more importantly, it's low profile, so I can still get under the bridge.
It is low profile, doesn't stick up. At the moment, the van runs off gas bottles for the heating and doing the fridge, etc. But it's a bit of a pain to actually get them on, because you've got to turn them off every time you start driving, because that's what the law states. You don't want to drive with your gas on. But to turn it on and off is a little bit of a fiddle. So I'll show you where they are at the moment. So from the inside, you have to lift the bed, and then you've got the gas bottles in this chamber under the bed here, which you then turn on and off. Obviously the tank under the bed, not only is it inconvenient to get to, but it takes up quite a lot of space. So what we're doing is we're putting an LPG tank under the van and taking that out. So that means as we're driving around Europe and various places, we can fill up the gas, the LPG at the petrol station, which will be a lot cheaper than trying to find bottles to run the van. Obviously, when you're on the road, power is one of those really important things, especially when you're off-grid. And because we're planning to do a lot of wild camping, we're not planning to be in campsites a lot of the time. We want to be wild camping or on the road,
Self-sufficient as much as
self-sufficient. We're getting 2 new leisure batteries put in, and we're getting solar panels on the roof, and we're maxing out as much solar panels as we can with the space provided. That will keep the leisure batteries topped up, and then we're going to put various 12-volt sockets around the van, so that we can charge, because you can buy 12-volt chargers for your Apple, Mac and things like that, so that we can actually charge the computers and batteries and things on the go from the battery.
Yeah. And also we were talking about maybe getting a little Hawaiian palm tree to go on the front of the van, because we've noticed that as we're driving along, we wave at everybody trying to get some van love, but I think some people think we're just a white van. So I've asked Chris to order a little palm tree to go on the front of the van, and also maybe a couple of flower pots, so we can either grow our own tomatoes in a self-sufficiency way, or maybe just some little sunflowers or something, you know.
I'm not sure what some of the borders would do, taking plants over the borders, but we'll see. I think Marianne's
we'll see
the plot. Oh yeah, we were thinking, we had this really good idea that what we were going to do is take out the gas stove, and put a fast release gas clip on it, so that the stove behind Marianne here, that we could take that out and use the same stove inside and outside the van, so make it portable. But one of the problems that we had was it was really quite hard to find one that was decent, that fitted in that space, because they tend to be cheap camping ones, and we wanted one that would last a long time and do the job inside and out. So we've decided not to do that.
Yeah, we're still looking into that. We're not quite sure about the cooking arrangements at the moment. We've got the 2 gas rings, and we've got a Weber barbecue, but we've been told that if you're wild camping, you don't want to have something that involves coal or wood, because if you do get asked to move along, then obviously disposing of something like that, it could be a fire risk. So we're looking at possibly LPG run barbecues. So we're looking into that.
We're going to get a gas point, aren't we, on the outside of the van, so that we can plug up.
And at the show as well, we'll take advice from people that are either doing it already, or companies that sell products that might work for us.
And then we'll let you know what we decide at the end.
But we've realised that we just have to not panic buy, because obviously the house, we've got a first viewing now next week. The house only went on 2 days ago, so we're trying to quell our panic. That it's obviously exciting and we're going to be living our dream, but there's so many things running around our heads. We mustn't panic buy or do anything crazy, we are known for doing that. So we need to stop. Stop.
Calm.
Yes.
For those that know us, calm.
Yep. We keep saying that to each other. Just 3, 2, 1. Back in the room. Calm.
Calm. Woosa.
Okay, it's all going to be
okay.
We're also going to be looking for a company that will tint the windows. We've been told to get our windows tinted, and there's really good companies that do it so that you still have the same amount of light in the van, but from outside It's tinted, which means that you can leave your stuff out and you don't have to keep packing everything away. So thanks for those tips and comments actually, because any kind of information or advice we totally take on board, so thanks for that one.
Good morning, it's early Monday morning and we are taking the van in to have the work done this morning. We've got up a bit early so I can go drop the van off with Marianne and then take her on to work. And we've got the engines running because it's cold this morning, as you can see from my breath. So we're trying to defrost the ice before we can leave. So yeah, it's a little bit chilly.
We've got the van back and we've had a few adjustments. Come and see what they've done. So one of the first things that we've had done in the van was we've had these locks fitted, and they're deadlocks for the doors. It just means that when we're in the van and we're asleep, just gives us a little bit of extra security when we're parked up while camping. So that's one of the first adjustments. And then one of the other things we said we were going to have done, and we're really pleased with, is we've got this little coffee table. So now when we're having coffee, we've got this table here. So Reggie, we've still got plenty of leg room and it gives us just a little bit more space. So yeah, we're really pleased with that. That's something that we were really happy about. So you've seen the before of our wardrobe, and here is the after, with the lovely shelves.
Ta-da! We've also had the bathroom done as planned, so let's just show you what we've done in here. So the sink has gone and we now have a shower on an extended pipework. So all we need to do now is just mount it up there and put a little bracket up there, and then that's done. But that's given us loads of extra space in the bathroom, in the ensuite. Then this is the shelf that we've had put in at the end of the bed, so we could put the laptop on and watch a bit of Netflix or something in bed, or just have it as a charging station. And we had a number of different sockets put up. So there's some 12-volt sockets here. So the solar panels are on the roof, as you can see, and the aerial for the Wi-Fi system, which is the low profile one that we talked about. And then inside the van, we've just got this small little box which we just need to find somewhere to stick to the wall, and then the SIM goes in that and creates the Wi-Fi within the van. So that's great. So the control panel for the solar is just behind the passenger seat in the front there. And then looking in the cupboard, if you can see that, we've got this is where the Wi-Fi system comes in through the roof, and there's some detachable 12-volt sockets here as well that we can use, so we can charge in the cupboard there.
The benefit of having the LPG gas is not only we get to fill up with LPG all over the continent, including the UK, which is better for us, as we were told that Caligas is really difficult to source in Europe and abroad. So we've now gained the space of the locker where the Caligas bottles would sit. They're only small, but it just gives us that little bit of extra space. And then we asked Martin as well if we could create something where Reggie could stay. So what the guys at Be Smart Leisure have done, above and beyond in the dog loving world, is they've created an insulated and carpeted area for Reggie to go. So obviously at night time Reggie will sleep up the front of the van, because 2 men and a lady in a van is just too much for me to bear, so they're not all at this end of the van. So what the guys have done is, during the day when we're at that end of the van and it's raining and miserable and horrible and Reggie wants to snuggle down, they've actually created, when we lift the bed, they've actually created, I'll just pop that back up for purposes of video filming. They've created an area which is actually carpeted and insulated for Reggie.
Amazing.
And he actually doesn't want his bed when he's on that area, but we just use it, we're just using it to store his nice little bunty bed, because he loves his bunty bed. And then we've now got that locker area now for extra storage and bits and pieces. So thanks to the guys at Be Smart Leisure, who are clearly dog lovers and very considerate. So that's going to be really, really nice. Thank you.
So the gas tank is now under the van, under the back of the van. This red tank here is the new Lpg tank, and this, which is where the spare tyre was, and the spare tyre is now in the back, and we've rebuilt the back slightly there, so it sits in there, and we've still got plenty of space here to fit some higher bits and pieces in.
This is the outside point for the LPG gas tank, which is there. And we've had it put on this side of the van because what we plan to do is when we're cooking outside, we will have our table that will actually be here. So it just means it's easily joined for the new Kadak little Safari 2 camping gas stove that we've used now, that we've bought.
And we can still have the door open, can't we?
Yeah.
So it doesn't block it. You can still
block anything. It's still easy to use rather than running cables and pipes around the van. So that's really, really good.
So to explain this, I have to sit down because I'm too tall to stand in this part of the van. But above me, we've got two extra sockets here. We've got a 12 volt socket and a couple of USB sockets, and these are wired directly to the leisure batteries. So the leisure batteries, we had two new batteries put in because the two batteries that we did have were of different specs and they were fighting each other all the time. So we've had two new leisure batteries fitted. They're charged by the solar panels, so these stay live all the time, even when the sort of electrics for the van isn't on.